Hello everyone. Yes, it's quite a mess here. We went shopping and I wanted to kind of show you things that we picked up, kind of give you some idea of how good it would be to shop at your thrift stores. We go to the thrift stores as often as we feel like going and just playing around and looking at stuff and looking for things. We very often come home with really good buys, really good things. This top thing that we picked up, we went the other day and we picked a few things up. And some of these things are from our last shopping trip, and I didn't do a video on it, so I thought, oh, I'll just bring it in and we can talk about that stuff too, and I'll show you what I've got. I've left a couple of things in their bags just to show you. We often shop at Value Village, and we also have a store here called MCC, which is the Mennonites, and their thrift stores are usually better priced than Value Village, and in the U.S. Value Village would be Savers. So yeah, so in MCC they don't have a lot of things like this, and they don't usually put things into bags like they do at Value Village. But if you can see the price tag here, I don't know if you can see that up there, but yes, 39 or $3.99 for this bag of plastic stuff. You get a kind of a mishmash of things. In here we have several of these little dishes, and we use these for leftovers, sauces and things like that. So several of these, there's 6 in the group, and it's a whole set, and they don't look like they've been used, and that's only part of it. And then I should put this stuff out of the way. I'm going to set it into the box as I undo it. How about that? And then there was another dish. Now this is a Tupperware one. I recognize that. You might recognize them. This is a Tupperware one. It also doesn't look like it's been used very much, if at all. I don't think it smells on the inside either. No, it's stale. It's just because it's had the lid on it. But we have to wash all of these things yet. I generally take them over to the sink and wash them and get them into and dry them and that kind of thing. I want to show you that little guy later. Then there's this thing, and what this is, it's actually like a zipper bag. So you kind of squeeze it along the top like this, and it seals. Now I thought, well, that's really kind of cool. So it's very heavy plastic. It's a really heavy type of thing. Keep upright, it says, because this can hold liquids, but it's called Zip Top. So anyway, it'll come in handy in the kitchen. Oops. And then there was this partial used bag of bags, paper bags. Now, in making journals, you can make pages and things out of paper bags if you want to. You can actually cut them open and use them for covering your journals, using them as a sort of a putting the journal together type of cover. So I was kind of excited when I bought these. We don't usually have paper bags in our house, so I thought it was really cool. And then the last thing that was in that bag was this little frog. I think he's adorable. He's got liquid in him. He doesn't open. He's an ice pack. So I thought he was really cute. So we'll have to wash him up and get him into the freezer. Now that whole bag was $3.99. You can't really complain, Now I'm going to go through a bunch of stuff that we bought last time that we went. All of these things were in one big bag, and they were, I believe, $3.99 for the bag. But you can see that there's a lot of wider, not really long pieces, shorter pieces of really pretty ribbons. There's this one thing here. It's more like a collar, beautiful lace. And I'm going to find places to use these on and in my journals because they're just really pretty. This one looks like it could use a little bit of a soak in some water and clean it up a bit, but they've probably been sitting in somebody's drawers in their craft room or in a box or whatever. But there's some really beautiful ones in this package. This here is really, I thought this one was just so pretty with the butterflies and the gold. And these are kind of fluffy material in there, and then on the back it's just got the black piece. So I thought that one was really pretty. There's this sparkly one, which is actually elastic. That would be like a belt, belt material, but it ain't going to be a belt in my life. It'll be in a journal or in some sort of book or whatever I use it for. But I just thought, well, that's really nice too. I didn't get anything what I could call bad in this group. You know, it's like I say, pieces, like this little brown piece, not very long, but it can decorate the edge of a page. It can, you know, there's lots of things you can use a little piece like that when you're journaling. And this pretty piece here, it's not black. It probably looks black on the screen, but it's actually a really deep navy blue with silver. So I thought that was really pretty. And then there's this tiny piece of plaid. You know, whoever gave it away, I thank them, because these are the kinds of little bits that, you know, can make a journal really, really something special. There's more. There was this rickrack style, but big, really big rickrack style red, and I thought, oh, isn't that gorgeous? That I might use that for Christmas decoration. I'm not sure, but it's really quite pretty. Yeah, just all these different ribbons, and there was lace in this package. I'll show you some of that. There was this, which I've seen these used as collars. Also, I've seen them used as belts. So I'll find some place in one of my journals to plop that in. And this here, this was gorgeous. It's just a piece of lace, and that's all beading. There's all beads, different sizes of beads. There's little tiny beads, and there's great big beads all there. So that's going to be fun to find places for all this stuff. It's kind of been sitting away because I've been waiting to work on journals and things on here, and we've just had a bunch of stuff has just stopped us from being able to do anything lately. First Gary got sick, and then I got sick, and then Gary was in a car accident. And if you aren't aware, when you're in a vehicle accident and the airbags deploy, your vehicle is right off. So we've been going the last 2 weeks, we've been going through the hell of working with the insurance company, trying to find a vehicle that will fit into the amount of money we're getting for our vehicle, because we can never afford new, so we're always working with old. And you know how it goes. You've got to find one that, we have to find one that fits my wheelchair, and in the spring we'll be getting a scooter, so it would have to be able to hold a scooter or somehow be able to haul a scooter for me, because I am on oxygen right now, 24/7. If there's people out there that don't know that, I can walk around my house, but I can't walk very far. So I have to have something to help me get around. Have a wheelchair. It's not a great one, but it's not bad, and it was it served us very well. But I have my brother has been very generous in giving me a scooter that was my mom's. He isn't going to use it. My sister's not going to use it, so I'm getting it. As I'm yapping here, I'm showing you things. So I hope that's okay. If you want to ask me any questions about some of this stuff. Some of it I have no idea. I don't know what this is used for. It's like it's got little elasticy things. They're elastics along the edge, but the main part is not elastic. No idea what it would be used for. Obviously, it's used in sewing for something. I don't know. Anyway, I'll use it in a journal in some way. Same with this little beige piece. I'm not a big beige person. I'm more white and that kind of thing. But the beige will be used someplace, I'm sure. And then there's these last bits of lace. There's this pretty one with roses all on it. There's this one, which is, again, really pretty, kind of loopy swirls on it, big holes. And then there was this piece of edging ribbon, I think is what it is, but it's got this bit of tulle on it. I might use the tulle on the edge of a book or something. Not really sure, but it'll all get used at some point. Then in here is just sort of straight ribbon in different sizes. Some of it is actually elastic. Some of it is satin binding. There's some yellow in here that's a binding, but it's not satin. This piece here is like a webbing. I'm not going to pull all this out because I have to put it back in. And I've got a lot to go through. And then this one here, I separated all these into their own little individual bags a long time ago so that I kind of could see what I had. So we've got some little dingle balls, and we've got some, I don't know what you call it, you know, it's sort of like the stuff that was on flapper dresses and stuff, but it's this stuff. And there's a little piece of it, and at some point I'll find somewhere to put that, I'm sure. It might even go on like a decoration, house decoration. I'm not guaranteeing that my channel will always and only talk about journals. It's going to be a crafting channel for the most part, but I may do something else. I may make something. I have plans of making myself a storage or on the desk here, because outside of camera vision, I have a massive number of scissors and things, and they're sitting in two of those things that twirl around. Yeah, it'd be really nice to get, you know, those sorted and into the drawers or into something. We're in the process of moving into the living room, moving all of my crafting into the living room. It's a process for sure. This is a jar of various kinds of rope type products. And I'm not going to yank it all out, but some of them are soft, some of them are hard. There's skinny ones, there's fatter ones, there's different colors. They're going to be useful, again, like the ribbons. Now, that whole bunch that I just showed you, that was, like I said, that was $4.99. This is another one that was older. Okay, so while Gary kind of wiggles the camera, there we go. This was another bag that I got on the same day as I got all the ribbons and lace that I just showed. And this wasn't, again, this one was $3.99. No, it was $4.99, this bag. I keep the little tags and try and keep them with them until I'm putting them away someplace. Anyways, there's this really pretty, now what I've tried to use to seal them down, the little glue dots. And it works okay on some of them, and on others it doesn't hold. So I have to find pins, like sewing pins, but the kind that's got the little balls on the end. So I have to find some of those. Anyway, there's that pretty pink that sort of flowers. This almost feels, it is a material, it's a cloth, but it almost feels like paper. It's not, but it feels like it. Anyway, there's another one, kind of cute, green gingham kind of thing. And there is, now these ribbons all came on these rolls. They're divided, they each have their own area, but there's several ribbons on one sort of section thing. And there's some really pretty ones here. There's some that are just gauzy, and there's others that are satiny, and there's shiny ones. This is like pinks and peachy oranges and things. Then there's this one here, and they've all got different ribbons. And this one's got actually little tiny flowers, very small tiny flowers on it. This one's got little hearts, little white hearts on pink. This one is just plain white. This one is kind of a gray, silvery gray sheer. Then there's the shiny one at the end, which is, you know, telling you I'm here. And there's these ones which are all, this one is basically blacks and gold and silver. There's all sorts on these ribbons. Just, like I say, I have to get pins for all of these, because the little dots, the little green dots, they just don't hold. I mean, they're there on some of them. Some of them disappeared entirely. I don't know where they've gone. And they just, you know, kind of run off into the distance. Said, no, I'm not having anything to do with this. Anyway, there's all these ribbons. I'm trying to figure out how to store them. I don't want to put them on dowels because then it's too hard to actually get at the ribbon and bring the ribbon and be able to use it. And here's another one. This is mostly greens and blues. There's some purples there. There's some pinks. I mean, it is a mixture, but it's really, really cool. And as far as it goes, when you're making journals or cards or anything like that, albums, scrapbooking, ribbon, you can never have too much ribbon. And you never have the right one, right? You go looking and you go, oh, I don't have the right kind. That's not what I pictured. And then you have to sort of be satisfied with what you have or go out and find some more. Anyway, so I've got quite a few here. And then the other day when we were at the thrift store, we found more. And they're all different. This one is, as I said, this one is on these rolls. On these, I don't know, they're different. I mean, but they're on the rolls, and then there was these two that were sort of extra in that bag. The other one, now we're getting into what we found. These are the ribbons. I'm going to get rid of all the ribbon first. I'm going to set that back over there because this ribbon gets a little big and wild. So this bag is all separate reels. And some of them are more full than others, and as you can see, some of them are quite a mess. And I'm going to have to go through and wind and figure out which ones actually have a reel and which ones don't, because I am suspicious that, like this one, I don't know if it's actually got a reel anywhere. Oh, it is this reel, which looked like it was a wide ribbon, but it's actually this tiny ribbon. So yes, 25 cents a meter it was at one point. Goodness knows how long ago that was. It feels like it's, quite an old. It's a ribbon. It's polyester, 100%. And originally this was 50 meters, and it really doesn't look like there's been much taken off. So I was going to leave that because I could sit here twisting ribbon all day. Anyway, so we've got some pink, and this is the first I've actually looked at all this stuff. So there's some pink there, and there's some blue. Oh, this is interesting. Look at that. It's blue and white. It's kind of almost variegated. That's pretty. And there's green. This will be pretty Christmas. This could be on Christmas. Whatever's. Your price, 99 cents. So there you go. Way back in the day. Packaged in the U.S. apparently. There's some white skinny ribbon. These are really good. These skinny ribbons are really good when you're making tags. You want to just, especially the smaller tags. You've got a little tag, and you don't want to put a great big ribbon in it because it looks kind of awkward. So, you just put a little ribbon like that, and it looks like it should. And this is really that's a beautiful satin. That is a beautiful satin. And this is nearly full rolls. Every one of these is almost a full roll, if it's not a full roll. This one was 6 yards, 5.5 meters. This is really pretty too. This is an elastic one. Santa's Secrets. I have no idea how old all this stuff is. What happens at your thrift stores is you'll have somebody, a crafter, who is possibly changed craft. So they want to get rid of the craft, all the stuff from a craft. Or somebody's passed away, and the family has to get rid of whatever the crafting stuff is, because nobody does crafts, or nobody does that craft, or you get and you find it, and it's always changing. If you see something and you like it, get it, because it won't be there next time you go. It'll be gone. I mean, unless you know the people in the craft store and they're willing to hold it for you and all that stuff. If you are just a shopper like I am, you just go in you're not going to see it next time. This is really such a pretty green. I don't know if you can see that. It's not lime. It's more of an avocado, but a pale avocado type of green. Very, very pretty. It's more of a spring type green. Here I am sitting here winding things. I shouldn't be, but you know, it's just I want to put it on the I want to put it on its rolls. I want to make it pretty. There's a nice yellow, but you can see like none of these are the same as the other ones that I showed you. They're all really different, and this is the nice thing. You go in and you find a bunch, and you know you bring that home. Go next time, and there's going to be a bunch of different ones. This is just plain pink satin. It looks like it's in about a 1/2 inch, and they're all very usable. This is a really beautiful lavender. I like lavender. I'm not big on purple, but I do like the lavender color. Actually, when I graduated, my dress was lavender. Anyway, there's a beautiful green. This one's got wire in the edge. It's a skinnier one. It's a ribbon boutique, a boutique. Anyway, it's got gold on the edge, and it's really quite pretty. It's see-through. I don't know if you can tell that from in the camera, but it's see-through. I'm hoping I'm not making everything really blurry by moving so much, but. And then there's this. This is another pink one. There's a lot of pink in this one. But this was sort of the only bag that was there that had this amount of ribbon in it. I saw another one that had a bunch of other stuff. It didn't have just ribbon. It had some ribbon, and then it had other stuff. And I opted against that because then you end up with things, and it wasn't stuff that I would use. It was things that I probably wouldn't use. Yeah, this is a really small. There's tiny little picots on the edge. Picots are, if you don't know sewing terms, picots are little loops on the edge, and I don't know if you can see those tiny little things, but there's little ones on both sides of the ribbon. The yellow one, it also has picots. It's the same ribbon, it looks like, as the other one, but yellow. There's this. This is a kind of a, if you look at it here, you can see it's kind of a beige color, but when you look at it straight out, you can't see that there's even color there. There's just some shimmer. So that one's kind of cool. And all of these will go, like I say, into journals at some point. This is one that's got little dots, kind of pink, and then a green stripe, and then little pink dots on white. It's kind of pretty too. And then there's this, which is a peach satin. This feels like a polyester satin. The one that I felt that I said, oh, that's really nice, that was real satin. This is more of a polyester satin. You can kind of tell the difference in some of them. Oh, this one's got a clip on it for that. I was really glad when I opened the bag that it didn't smell like smoke, because sometimes they smell like cigarette smoke. This is another one that's got wire all in the edge, so you can make it into really nice bows and it'll stay in place. And that's why they put the alligator clip on it, hold it in place, because it just wants to pop. I'm going to put it back. And then we've got a pink one, like that blue one we saw before, that's kind of variegated. And we've got another pink tiny ribbon. This one is not picot, it's just ribbon, and it's a satin. You can feel it's a real, like a satin. It might be a polyester satin, but some of them feel different. Some of them feel harder, if that makes sense to you. And then this one is, it's taped down, so I'm not going to untape it. This is more of a fuchsia pink color rather than, see if you can, this is more of a peach pink, and this is more of a fuchsia pink. It's got more red in it. And then we've got some burgundy here. I'm really quite excited with this ribbon. Anyway, we've got a really pretty, kind of a pale, smoky burgundy kind of color. And unless the smoky is just because my eyes are bad today, that's possible. And then this has got little holly on it. That's kind of cool. It's kind of a beige with a darker beige holly. It's kind of nice. So I've got some here that's actually meant as Christmas ribbon. And then I've got all of this that is, some of it's stiffened, like it has the, like this one and one next to it. They're identical ribbons, and they have the wire in the edge. And then there's this gold. Oh, this one's really. Oh, oops. This one's really good. It's sparkly gold in the middle, and kind of pale on the outside. The vehicle, the new vehicle that we ended up with, is actually a Cadillac, and it's a gold color. It's kind of a pale gold. It's not like a brilliant gold, but it's really quite nice. This is brand them, or it's not even necessarily people moving out. People in the building will put things and let other people have them. So one of the things, though, that happens is if the landlady comes around and sees it, she'll junk it. She'll throw it in the garbage, which is stupid because that's not what it's for. So we quite often will rescue things and bring them here, and we don't want them, but we get them off to the thrift store and make sure that at least somebody is going to have a benefit, and it's not just going to be put in the garbage. Anyway, so there was somebody moving out. There was the other thing about our apartment building is we live in a building that has apartments that immigration has. So they pay the whatever, and they bring people in that are brand new to the country that aren't sponsored in or don't have that sort of money backing that they need, or that kind of thing. They bring them in, they set them up in a temporary place, they find them another place, and they move them out. So it's quite a transient building. We also have social services has several apartments in the building. They bring people in also temporarily, so they're moving them in until they can get them into a safe place or a better place or whatever. So we've got this transientness going on. And the other day there was a lot of shouting between two people that were not speaking English. Then the next day there was all this stuff showed up downstairs. There was furniture, there was kids' toys, there was just a lot of stuff. And I think if they were under immigration, they may have, and I'm not saying they were, but they may have been deported, I think, because you can't have the police come if you're sort of in the situation and you've just been brought. So yeah, I'm not sure what actually went on or even who it was, but I know it was in the building somewhere because there was this a lot of shouting and arguing and threatening by the sound of it and things like that. Anyway, Gary went down and he found a bunch of things that we have taken to the thrift store. There was kids' toys and things that we didn't want to see just be checked out by the manager. So he brought those, but he also got some stuff for us. Now, these are really cool. They've got their own little battery pack. They're really cool. They're blue. Watch. They're really, really cute. So we're going to do something with those. I'm not sure what at this point, but we'll find something for them. And there was this set too. These have to be plugged in to be able to see them. There was this set. These are flat, and they're all lights in them. So we're probably going to use these to decorate a part of the apartment for Christmas. They actually have a USB plug that they have to plug into. So, but yeah, there was those, and then there was these lights, which are really cool. These actually even come with a remote. They have a little remote. They have a little remote control, and again, they have to be plugged in. They've got a little plug back here, and it's another USB thing. Gary has a really nifty USB plug thing, and I've got one on a bar, so we do have places to plug them if we need to. But yeah, everything's going USB now, which is kind of neat, but yeah, but you have to have the USB place to plug them. So yeah, that one's good. And then there's these, which these are double-ended pens, art pens. So you've got a pointy end like that. I don't know if you can see. Hopefully you can see that against the white. And then you've got a chisel end at the other end, so much bigger end at the other end. And I mean, there are lots of companies out there that make these and sell them. And I've been looking at them. These are, I mean, I didn't know Dollarama had them, but these are Dollarama. They were $4 a package. I got them for nothing downstairs. There's one pen missing from this set and one pen missing from this set. And then this set is a complete set, and none of them are the same color. Like, they're just all different, so that's really cool. So I'll be able to use those in journals and things for doing some coloring, and also I might get out some paint boards. They're canvas wrapped cardboard, basically. And I might get out some of those and do some stuff. I'm not great at drawing. I'm good at coloring. I'm just not great at drawing. I've never been an artist that can draw and do faces, and I've tried over the years. It just doesn't look nice. And then he got this really cool calligraphy book, which teaches calligraphy. I have a calligraphy pen set, not here. We have a storage, and it's in storage. There isn't enough room in this place for all of my stuff, and I have boxes of stuff. Anyway, this is a calligraphy book, and it's got these really nice prints in it, and here too, even with the lovely written in. So what I was thinking is I could scan these and use them in journals if I wanted to. I don't like ripping books apart, so you are never going to see me cut a book apart, but I will scan. I'll scan this. It's really beautiful. This is really beautiful. That can be cut off once you scan. You just cut it off. So yeah, some really pretty things in the book that I can use in journals. This is really cute. Wouldn't that be cute? And then you just turn it out and put it on a page. I think it would be really cute. But yeah, so some really nice ones. Some that are just black and white, and then you can put in whatever you want to in them. But I like the calligraphy book part as well, because I can, learn to write nicely again. As I've aged up, my writing has gotten sloppier and sloppier. I think we all go through that. You just don't write enough anymore. And that, my friends, is it for here. I think I've covered everything. My apologies, by the way, for the beginning of the video when I was showing things and it wasn't showing on the screen. That was just the camera setup wasn't correct, and I didn't know it needed to carry. We're learning, so you'll have to forgive us some of these things that we do in the very beginning, and we'll get better as time goes on. I promise you that, because we're both really good at learning. So thank you very much for putting up with us through this whole video. If you speak Gary's voice or hear it, I'll just do that again. If you hear Gary's voice in the beginning of the video and at times in the video, it's because he's trying to adjust things and fix things. And yeah, we just left the camera going because it was easier. Okay, I will talk to you again in the next one. Bye now.